why not go to
And welcome to the third episode of the Dolce Far Calcio podcast in English. As always, I'm here in Rome with Dishan, our coordinator.
That's me.
And from the other part of the world, as always,
We don't know where.
my man, Harry.
How are we? You okay?
Good. You?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm excited to talk about some of the games over the weekend, specifically one, but Dilshan knows what game that is.
No, I don't
Obviously.
know nothing. I know nothing.
What happened there then, mate? Bloody hell.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Obviously, starting as always with our first section of the podcast called Why So Serie A, in which we're gonna talk about the Serie A weekend and the first game that we need to talk about is the Juve Atalanta game, the 0-4 at the end. Dishan is our Juventus fan, so obviously I'm gonna let him start.
Oh, you want me to start?
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
It was proper shit. I went to sleep after the second goal of Atalanta. I don't know what to say. It was literally the worst match I ever seen. After the finals of Champions League. It will be for sure the one game that I will never look again the highlights. I'll never watch them again. Never.
Maybe because Juventus didn't score, so
Yeah, and also, Vlahovic pretty much assisted.
Great
Yeah,
assist.
Vlahovic is
Great
going
What a
to-
assist.
pass.
Vlahovic is going to
What a
Atalanta.
pass.
Here we go. Vlahovic to
Fabrizio
Atalanta.
confirmed, yeah.
they already have a Vlahovic. In reality.
Yeah, true.
It was proper awful. It was awful. Even because the moment that Juventus is going through, that Juventus started winning 5 games in a row. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing. I'm definitely laughing.
Well, you have to shut up.
No, I
To
want
be
to
fair- to be
hear
fair, like-
Harry's view of the game.
But
Okay, so-
no, being serious. The fact is that when Juventus has won 5 matches in a row, that we were very close to Inter.
Very close, and maybe it's a little bit too much.
For how it
Close.
was, we were close. -6, everything could have happened. We got 9 matches more, 9 or 10, I don't remember. So
10 left.
the season was really much open. Not hoping for a championship, for the Serie A. I mean, you have to dream about it. What?
I mean, you're still 9 points away from it. It's not, out of the realms of possibility.
No, but the possibility was now. You have to win.
Yeah,
You had the
true.
chance
Especially
to win against Atalanta in this
Yeah.
moment. You have to win. That's the only point. And you losing 4-0. There's no hope anymore.
I want to hear Harry's view of Sunday's game because I want to know, as a British fan.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so honestly, I really thought that Juve would play a lot better. They were not good at all. In Juve's defense, you had, more of the ball, but didn't use it. You had 63% possession and
Yeah.
a 0.76 XG. 9 shots in total, with only 2 of them being big chances. The momentum of the game didn't really help you much. You had a bit of chance, a bit of momentum in the start of the second half, after they'd already scored one. And their goals just kind of shot you down. As soon as the third goal went in, you kind of just looked dead and buried, really, which it is one of those things, and you're 3 goals down at home against a team like Atalanta, who have the top goal scorer in the league and the 3rd goal scorer in the league. You're not playing well. You're not taking your chances. You're not creating chances. There's not really much to say in terms of Juve in that game. Atalanta, on the other hand, with the sort of stop-start run of form they've had recently, this is their 3rd win in the last 5 games. Brilliant for them. Really, really important win for them. Also,
sorry, bro. I'm
season-defining
gonna stop you right there only for a bit. With our tech, we are having some technical issues with Harry's camera. So obviously, if you're watching the Harry's head moving around on your screen, we are truly sorry, but we are. Dishan is fixing it right now. So as of now, we're gonna let Harry talk without
any troubles.
Exactly.
Go on. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, with the, when you look at Juve, obviously it wasn't great, really bad, really embarrassing as well. Even though Atalanta are a great team, despite maybe not playing so well in recent weeks, it is still a massive, massive loss for Juve. On the other hand, fantastic win for Atalanta. It probably is a season-defining win for them. It's probably what they needed to maybe kickstart the end of the season for them. Obviously, they've been missing a few players in recent weeks, whereas now maybe they've had a bit more luck with those players. They are.
Bosch, right?
Bosch.
Yeah, 2 days ago, or maybe the day right before the game against Juve. Sorry.
Yeah, they've got a really, really. You look at their injured players. They are, Ruggeri, Maldini,
and they have
Scalvini.
Kosunu and Scalvini out.
Oh, sorry, Maldini and Ruggeri aren't, but yeah, Scalvini, Kosunu, Posh, Scamacca.
Maldini wasn't in the squad for Sunday's game. He was injured, I think.
He was injured. Oh god, yeah, he is. Sorry, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, really not good for them then.
No, I think Atalanta had a really good game. Not the best game I've seen for Gasperini side, but at the same time, I think the worst part was Juventus' offensive awareness and offensive thinking, because I have right here the stats. Also, the one that you told before, they were great, but I also want to point out the 91 touches in the last third of the pitch, only with the 71% of accuracy. And if you think about that, Atalanta only had like 5 touches less, but with a lot of complete or general touches less. It's a lot. Atalanta played completely in offensive football, an offensive play. On the other side, Juventus tried a little bit more, having the ball, trying to get the possession, to build something better, but I never seen them really being a threat for Atalanta.
Because the Juventus played the match really. They struggled a lot. The accuracy was none. There was a lot of technical errors. Even the easiest pass, it became like a difficult pass, and he did an error like the Vlahovic one, which led to a goal. And I think every goal had a big mistake by the Juventus.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't see the last goal because I was already asleep. But
and the one that Vlahovic, that one.
And the third one?
The third one was a really beautiful goal,
nice,
but
really well taken.
An assist with Kolasinac that assisted Zappacosta with a back heel.
Okay. But what I'm way mad, the most thing that gets really mad to me is what Thiago Motta said. The fact that you go to the interview and you talk about the fact
finally
that,
we don't talk about Scudetto.
And the fact that the penalty probably wasn't right.
For me, it's a penalty. That one is a penalty.
That one, even if it's a penalty or not, you have lost 4-0. Just shush.
I get that one penalty right there changes the entire game, but at the same time,
opinion, not in this match.
The fact is, Juve didn't prove anything before the penalty,
and even after.
Even after, they didn't have that strike, that
No.
comeback, because maybe you got something wrong, the referee got something wrong, so you want to prove it. You want to prove yourself. You need to prove that you belong in the
It can't be an excuse.
in the top four. Right now, Juventus risks at least going fifth, because
because we were talking yesterday the fact that the teams behind us are getting closer and closer.
The fact is, you have Lazio away, Bologna away,
we got
Roma away. A lot of big games, crucial games for the fourth spot and the last Champions League spot for next season. They are away from home, and this former Juventus. Juventus is a team that I don't know what they are gonna do, what they can do.
I don't know what the plan is.
They can win against Inter, and then they can lose against Atalanta without even trying.
It's something really strange, because even for a fan of Juventus,
10 days ago they got out of the Coppa Italia.
Yeah, we won with Inter. Then you go play in Coppa Italia and you lose with Empoli. Then you lose in Champions League, and now you lose 4-0 to Atalanta.
Do you know what this game reminded me of? Was when you look at the way Juve played against Inter, it was like they were fighting for the title, and it was like it was a deciding game in what would win
before
them the league.
being there.
Yeah, what this reminded me of was Atalanta fought it as what it is, a battle to, for them, a battle to try and, win the league. What this was like for Juve was when you've already won the league and you just don't care.
Yeah.
That was what it was like. It was almost like, oh yeah, we beat Inter, we're fine. As athletes in that area of football, in terms of you are the highest you can get in Italy. You're playing maybe not anymore this season, they're out, but you're playing Champions League football, you're fighting for this, that and the other in your country, and you're just getting like twatted at home 4-0 badly as well. It wasn't like they'd fought either. It genuinely was really...
It was like the walk of shame.
Bad. It was, exactly.
I want to ask you are Giuntoli, the sports director for Juventus. Are you waiting a little bit more with Motta after June, or you're sacking him and trying something else?
Okay. For me, you boys know I've spoken about Motta to you guys, on the podcast and off it. I'm a big fan, especially with what he did last year, then coming into Juve. I like the way he plays football. It might not be the most exciting all the time, but I like it. I like him. So for me, as a fan of his, I would keep him. I think maybe give him one more summer window, see how we look in, at the end of this calendar year, maybe in a year's time. If it's bad then he's got to go. However, right now, I don't think Juve aren't and haven't been for a couple of seasons, fighting for the league titles, but it is a journey to get back up there possibly. And I think Motta could be
the last title says Maurizio Sarri. 19.
I never think they will take Thiago Motta.
No, exactly. I think with other coaches that you have sacked, I think there's been just cause for it. Like Pirlo, club legend, I understand that, and I'm a massive fan, one of the best midfielders ever. He wasn't.
But it was different.
Pirlo has done better than Motta as of now, because Pirlo got to the 4th place, so he got the Champions League spot. He won a Supercoppa.
Yeah, but it was a whole different project after the Allegri project.
And he had not the team that right now.
No, agreed. However, I also think that Motta
he had Ronaldo.
Time.
He had Ronaldo. Sorry, I forgot about it. But
Ronaldo was Ronaldo. I get that, and
but the rest of the team was not as good as this one, I think.
No, but even with that as well, I think Motta needs to look. Don't get me wrong, Motta's made some silly decisions in the transfer window. Why the hell is Lloyd Kelly playing for Juventus? That I do not know.
I'm completely. I was baffled when I seen
the thing is,
Kelly
do you know what it
Juventus
is?
For 18 million.
Exactly. He's seen Napoli sign McTominay, Scott McSauce, and Billy Gilmore, and they've done half decent. And he's gone, oh, you know what? I need me some of that Bournemouth magic.
They are not doing half decent.
Don't
try to minimize what they're doing.
No, okay, fair enough. But the point still stands. They've seen these players who were like
Scott
we said
McTominay, my father.
You were obsessed.
Billy
I'm
Gilmore,
surprised you're not wearing your Scott
uncle.
McSauce shirt, mate. Honestly.
I got the shirt, obviously.
Of course, it was the first one I saw this year for Jacopo.
Yeah.
He was so proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm surprised you're not wearing it right now, to be honest.
I'm not wearing it because we wanted to also put here at the podcast the PSG shirt,
Yeah. Big
obviously,
game
and the
tonight.
Atletico Madrid shirt also for the next section of the podcast with the Spectre Europe. But we're gonna
Talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it a little bit further down the road. Before closing with the Juve Atalanta game, I want to ask you
Finally.
if you're Gasperini right now.
Okay.
You said that you're not gonna renew the contract that is ending next summer, so summer 2026.
Yeah.
He said,
Okay.
maybe there's a possibility that I can go out this season. After this season, what are you doing if you're Gasperini and if you're Atalanta's chairman?
Okay, well, again, Gasperini is the second most, I don't know the right word about it, but he's won the second most points in Serie A history as a coach with one team. I think was it Max Allegri with Juve had
Yeah,
more?
also because it's 9 years that is Atalanta.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. But it does still say something, especially
Yeah,
when you
absolutely.
think about where Atalanta were prior to him coming in to where they are now, where they're fighting for this, that, and the other.
they're fighting for the
European
Scudetto.
trophies.
So
Exactly. However, I think also Gasperini himself probably wants to change. We mentioned on the pod either last week or the week before about the possibility of would Gasperini fit in a Milan, for example. They're
I
in a
don't
bit
think
of a
he can
bad
fit
way.
anywhere else than Bergamo.
Well, that's the thing. So you need to think of it in terms of, as the chairman for Atalanta, you probably think, we're there, but we're not quite there enough. Do we bring a new manager in? Is there other managers on the market that are good enough to replace him? And if you're him, you think, can I do it somewhere else? It depends on his mindset. If he wants to test himself, he'll move on. If he's happy where he is, and he thinks, you know what, we're good here, and they want to fight, and he genuinely sees Atalanta being a team that can win the league above Inter, above Napoli, above Juve, then he'll probably stay. I'd stay.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, I think the relationship between Gasperini and the Percassi family, Gasperini and
It's
team,
not great.
is not the best. Maybe last year was the time to go. I think maybe after the Europa League win was the right
it would have
time.
been. It would have been ending on a high.
Exactly. Finally, after 9 years, you won
yeah.
something with Atalanta. You won the Europa League against an invincible team.
Yeah, and also it's European glory as well, which is something a lot of Italian teams haven't really had in recent years.
Obviously, yeah. But at the same
Obviously, you've
time,
got
we are
Roma with
saying
the
this
Conference League, but
while Atalanta is fighting for the Scudetto. So maybe
Yeah.
we're gonna
Even the match with Juventus has changed a lot. The,
Oh, yeah,
the
100%.
perception of Gasperini at Atalanta.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
but
And
it's,
also
the
the
fact is,
perception of the team
before the
itself.
game, we talked about a lost Atalanta, like mentality wise, completely lost. Drawing against Venezia, drawing against Cagliari, 2 games that they needed to win to go at the same pace as Inter and Napoli. I'm worried that maybe Atalanta, when the pressure's on,
They're doing
they're not
100%.
gonna do as well as maybe Inter.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. I think Napoli and Inter are 2 teams, particularly Inter, that are so comfortable in this sort of fight. Atalanta aren't used to it in the way that the other teams are. I mean, I really do hope Atalanta can do well. As much as I don't want them to win the league, I have my preferences. If they won the league, I think
One
they are
of his
deserving.
7 teams
Right.
that he
Fuck
supports.
No, but in terms of I do think they are, people who a team that have grown really nicely, and they deserve to be where they are now. As much as I don't want them to win the league, they do deserve to be where they are, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think they deserve it also as a coronation of the 10 years.
Yeah.
Gasperini
exactly.
at Atalanta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
that
also,
one,
I think, especially with how, one thing that I do admire about Atalanta, and I wish that other teams could do it as well, or as well as them, is how well they integrate their youth. We talked about this on the first podcast, but a lot of their players are players who are either young themselves or are players that have come in at a young age and developed quite well. I mean, even Ademola Lookman, I think he was 25 going in, which, isn't that old.
Yeah, but I want to point out maybe someone like Ruggeri that was from the Atalanta youth team. So it's something different from Bellanova. Is really young, and last year was the best defender for goal and assist total.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I had him in my fantasy football, so that's why I didn't finish last.
I'm not doing well on that. I'm really not doing well on that.
This week
has been terrible.
I won against Harry.
Yeah, it was really bad. The thing is, like when I saw your team, I kind of gave up before the week even started. I'll be quite honest. I mean, you look at your team. I know like a lot of the people listening either won't understand it or won't really care. But you had Casadei, you had Zappacosta, Moise Kean. I had 3 players who didn't play. I had Milinkovic Savic in goal, who conceded 2.
Yeah,
half of my bench didn't play either.
All the things that could have gone wrong, they went wrong for you.
Because
so like
I genuinely don't think I had 11 players in my squad.
Torino against Parma. This Parma is not something really of a threat for Torino. Sorry.
He proved wrong himself.
I proved wrong himself.
Yeah.
So maybe I could have. Maybe I've also because you have the Inter keepers. Also,
yeah, I do. I have Sommer, but I have both of them.
And you have Martinez that he played, but they also got scored twice against Monza, so it was the same. The result was the same.
It wasn't your weekend.
You had to lose.
It really wasn't. Although it wasn't my weekend in Fanta Calcio, but it was a decent week in the Premier League fantasy. So we've got a punishment. I want your opinion on this. We've got 9 of us in the league, and I'm in 8th. But I'm a good 150. I'm a good 100 points away from our mate Alex. Okay. Our punishment.
You don't do as a real table with the 3 points. You do with the total points.
It's total points. Yeah. So I'm in 8th. Yeah, out of pretty much 9. Our punishment is we're gonna get locked up. The loser is gonna get locked up in a cage and have things thrown at them. So like mayonnaise, like.
For how long?
I think I'll get a ticket for that.
I don't know. Right, I'm about 150 points away from bottom, and
that's possible. If it
possible,
happens,
but very unlikely.
I promise
I don't think that fantasy football for Harry is something good.
No,
he's not good at it.
I'm not great. I'm good at the Prem one now because I didn't when obviously I was with you boys in October and stuff. I wasn't looking at it.
We can do
and I regret
a vlog
that
about
so
the
much.
cage thing.
Absolutely, we can do a vlog.
We can do a podcast session.
Well, yeah, you boys
Podcast
can
session
have
in the cage.
a live podcast with me in a cage. Yeah, okay, fair. Honestly,
We'll give you the little mic we got.
if I lose our league, I will do that. I will do a live podcast from the cage.
Perfect.
But you have to fly out to the UK for it.
You've heard it. Now you can do whatever you want.
I've said that now. I need to make sure I'm going to be on it for the next few weeks. Anyway, I do want to talk about, because I want to get off the subject of me in a cage. I do want to talk about the other big games. And Yak, I'm going to come to you about the Napoli-Fiorentina game, because you being our resident Neapolitan, I want you to tell me what you feel about it.
I've seen a good performance by Napoli. Not perfect, because I think in the second half you could have done a little bit more to relieve a little bit of the pressure that Fiorentina tried to have on the Napolitan team at the end of the match. But I think Napoli played really good in the first half, and they closed with 7 shots on target in the first half. That was something that this season never happened. I think neither last year something like this happened. So something good actually came from the first half, and I've seen a lot of stats and everything, but I think the most important thing to talk about is the Lukaku renaissance a little bit, because he played maybe his best game since the transfer in Naples. I think with a goal and assist, he fought with everything on every ball against Pablo Mari, that is a huge defender physically.
It's been a great match by Lukaku.
It was a really good match. I want to point out also Raspadori. Great performance by Raspadori. Billy Gilmour again with the assist on the second goal. and always pressing high and trying to get the ball right when Fiorentina started trying to build something. Um, I've liked also the Buongiorno performance. Fiorentina, I've seen a good Ken, like always. It's been incredible this season, and he's maybe the one that tried a little bit more than the others. The Fiorentina goal, is an idea that can add with that assist with a back heel, and then a great Gudmundsson goal. But I think 90% of the goal merits needs to go to Ken. I don't know because
The other person I'd say did really well was De Gea.
yeah,
Like bless his cotton socks, but
the fact is,
he had a good game. Other
he-
than the whole losing 2-1
he
thing.
got a bad clearance on the first Napoli goal, and it's a bit strange to see De Gea with that mistake. But at the same time, after that, it was almost a wall, almost, because obviously Raspadori scored in the second half. But at the same time, Napoli tried everything, and De Gea saved almost everything. The one player that I'm a little bit disappointed with his performance was Comuzzo. That I really like. I think he's one of the best young stars in Serie A. He could be one of the future defenders for the national team. Maybe not next summer with the World Cup, but maybe in 2028 Euros, maybe he can do something.
Yeah.
A little bit disappointed. Wasn't his best game. I've seen lots of Fiorentina games this season, and I've seen him play incredible defense with the close matchups, strong fights, strong tackles. Not on Sunday, I'm sorry, but I'm a little bit worried for Fiorentina because the trench that is almost the battle for the fourth place is a little bit too strong for Fiorentina right now, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at them now in 8th. They're a point ahead of Milan, who are in 9th, obviously. They're a point behind Roma and 5 points behind Bologna. When, was it 3 weeks ago, you would have argued that Fiorentina, Lazio and Bologna, well, not even Bologna, you'd argue that Fiorentina and Lazio were the two that were fighting for that 5th, and Juve obviously were for the 4th as well.
Right now, Juve, I think, cannot be safe with only 1 point ahead of Lazio and 2 points ahead of Bologna. Bologna without Calafiori, Zirkzee, Thiago Motta, Ferguson
I
the
also
season.
think that when you look at Juve, Lazio, Bologna on 52, 51 and 50, there is that slight gap between Roma, Fiorentina and Milan.
Yeah, but
On the
also
46,
Roma.
45, 44. That is, to me, two different battles. But
If
there's
I
10
ask
games
you
left, so it might
a
not
month
end up-
ago, could Roma get back on the Champions League fight?
Oh, not a chance.
No,
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
not a
Right
chance
now,
in
they
hell.
are 6 points behind the
yeah,
fourth place.
yeah,
So obviously
agreed.
it's really difficult, but not as impossible as maybe a
And
month
also
ago.
not as impossible as we thought it would be as well. That's the other thing. I think, like you say, if you'd have asked us, a month ago, 2 months ago, it would have seemed like an impossible task.
Absolutely, and Roma right now is the best team in Europe for points gained in 2025.
Yeah, they've been incredible. When we can speak about that game a little bit as well. They were away at Empoli. Momentum was completely theirs for the entirety of the game. Empoli didn't really show much at all. They didn't have a single big chance compared to Roma's 6. Roma probably should have scored another. Sule got the early goal and kind of saw the rest of the game out from minute 1.
Yeah, but I think Roma got what they wanted. Easy
they got
win
the 3 points.
without losing too much energy. Because obviously in 2 days they are playing in Bilbao. Maybe the most important game of the season for Roma.
Probably.
So
very much so.
But we're gonna talk about it in a little bit. I wanna respond on about the Seth question. Where would Inter finish in the Premier League?
Oh, okay, that's a good one. Who wants to take that? I'm happy to take it. I'm happy to let you guys go
you
first.
have to answer it.
You have to, then I'll answer it.
You know the Premier League more than us.
Okay, so in terms of when you play I think the big difference is when you play a Premier League team on a Champions League basis, say, you play 2 games against them, you have someone like Inzaghi who, like, you boys always mention, is so clinical on knockout games where you play home and away. I think looking at the way that the Premier League is these days and has been for a while, is any team can beat any team. Inter are such a strong team. You look at DeMarco, I've said it before, I'll say it again, he's the best left back or left wing back in the world. Bastoni, again, those of you who know me know how much I adore that bloke. I think he's fantastic. As a team, I think they're really strong.
Is Barella better than Gerrard?
Mate, fuck right off. Mate, come on.
We were joking
about you moving the camera.
And only to see better the Gerrard.
Sure.
Oh, that wasn't the reason. I was getting more comfortable. But no. What I'm saying is, like, you look at the Inter squad now, they are perennial winners and have been for a good few seasons. Other than, since they won that first title, the one before Milan's one, they've been fighting up there the entire time. They've built such a strong team who play so well for each other. Any position they are strong in. Maybe not as strong as other teams in the Prem. I'd argue Liverpool have a better squad, Arsenal have a better squad, etc., etc. But they play so well for each other and as a team and as a unit, and they all sort of are players that Inzaghi has molded to be how he wants them. But to answer the question, I'm going to say, to me, they're a top 4 team in the Prem. I think you look at City are better than them, Liverpool are better than them.
City this season is not better than them.
Not
Liverpool,
now,
but for me this season
generally,
they finished second. Inter finished second in the Premier League this season.
I agree. I think Arsenal, a fully fit Arsenal would finish higher, but Arsenal have had their injury problems.
Fully fit Arsenal has always the same problem. They do not have a striker. Maybe last week it didn't seem like it because obviously they won 7-1. But at the same time, in a lot of Premier League games, I've seen them struggle to score a lot of. Like if you've seen the last draws, maybe 1-0, 0-0. I don't believe that Arsenal can sustain that type of play style. Without a proper striker.
We can even say that the fact is the Italian type of football is way different
Yeah,
from
it's
Premier
way
League, so you
different.
never know what could
100%.
happen. The proof
And
is
also,
that the
I
Champions
think
League
Inter
match.
would do incredibly against good and big teams. Maybe they lose a lot of points against the smaller teams.
Yeah, I think teams like Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth would do really well against them because maybe that they wouldn't expect it. But the other thing is how well would Inter do in the physicality of the Prem?
But Inter has a lot of physicality. Inter, like if you think about the defense, Barella, maybe if you don't watch him play, you cannot say that it's physical, but how he tries to win the ball back has a lot of momentum and physicality when he tries to.
Even the
to
defense
tackle
part is completely different from the British style.
Yeah.
So.
No, 100%.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of
thing
players,
to look at.
a lot of forwards and wingers could have gone a little bit of a difficult time against Inter's defense. Like for example, the 2 games that Inter played against English teams this season in the Champions League, a draw 0-0 against City in Manchester, and 1-0 win in San Siro against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the Champions League. It's different, but at the same time.
But the sense is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows the quality that they have as a team against
Absolutely.
these physical English teams.
Absolutely. I wanna talk a little bit, bro. Don't get me wrong. Don't start yapping everything because it's Lazio. But I wanna talk a little bit about the Lazio game against Udinese yesterday because I think that's a chance lost for Lazio to go
in this moment,
on the 4th place.
Even for the fact that Juventus lost, they could have.
Yeah,
gone
exactly.
above us.
They could have gone. Yeah.
Juventus lost, Fiorentina lost. It was a chance for Lazio to do well. As much as Bologna won and Bologna are, right on our tails.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you much about the game. It was disappointing. I think props to Udinese. I think they deserve to be recognised in this game in terms of they played really, really well. They took the point and they will go home really happy because they deserved that point. Lazio didn't show up, and they didn't show up against Pilsen last Thursday. And for me, I'm just hoping that we do on Thursday against Pilsen in the Olimpico. You know, you look at the teams, you know, in reality, we had a lot of momentum in the game. I know I talk a lot about momentum on each of these games, but it is so important about who is on top for the majority of the game. Udinese actually had more possession than Lazio, which surprised me a little bit when I saw that. But they did also have higher XG, which I know a lot of people don't agree with. You know, they had more shots. They were the team that was looking more likely to score for majority of the game. Our defence did quite well. Romagnoli obviously getting the goal as well. Attacking wise, we're just not on it at the moment. You know, it took us 98 minutes, and other than yesterday, in the last two games before that, to score a winner. Yeah, just quite disappointing, really. I think we need to bounce back, and thankfully, these disappointing performances haven't resulted in losses. I think I said it last week. I think Tati Castellanos is a big loss at the minute because
I think
seems
it's
to be
really
making
missed
so
right
much
now
click up front.
in the Lazio offense, because I think Dia is not his best form right now.
No, but also I think
Yesterday
Dia
I've
worked so
seen
well
him a
off
little bit.
Castellanos as well.
I struggled a lot.
Yeah. No, I want to point out
really
that
did.
yes, was a good game for the first half with a
it
back
was
and
exciting.
forth between the two teams. The second half was a little bit boring, as maybe was not the best Serie A display of the season. I think Serie A gained a lot of great momentum and intensity in the last years. Yesterday was almost as an old Serie A game.
It was like an old school one. One person that I do want to point out that I've been a big fan of for a while, especially since he's been at Udinese, and he was like a nightmare yesterday, was Tovan.
Yeah, but I think
he's
that
someone
Luca
who-
is the key player in the Udinese
He
offense.
is. I think he is, but I think the two of them together, they provide such a different way of going about stuff.
Absolutely.
Like Tovan is so technical, and you know, yesterday he was on causing problems, in my opinion. Obviously, he got the goal that Luca helped him out with. You know, the two of them were up there. But Tovan, to me, has always been, you know, he's the captain that has led them by example. Luca is the youngster who is going to be, I'm saying that he's 24, but, you know, he's the younger guy who is going to take over from Tovan. And is probably in the process of doing that now. But for me, Tovan is someone who, he was the player I was least excited to be playing against, if that makes sense. I think Romagnoli and Gila can play against Luca. Tovan is one of those players who he can be good against anyone on his day. He's maybe not consistently like that, but on his day, he is a great football player.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanna now. Obviously, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Europe week that is gonna start in a little bit more than a half an hour. With the Barcelona Benfica game. So we're gonna start with the next section with the Inspector Europe. We're gonna talk about all the games today, tomorrow, and the next day. But I wanna hear first of all your thoughts on the Liverpool PSG game tonight.
Okay, so I mean, you boys know what my thoughts are about it because you've heard me talking to Teo about the game.
Yeah, we
obviously.
talked about it last week.
Yeah, I'm quite pessimistic about a lot of Liverpool games, especially the important ones, because I don't want to, be excited about it and then get disappointed. This is another case of that. I think everyone is writing PSG off because we went to Parc des Princes. We gave a fairly questionable performance, except from Alisson, who is an absolute god. I think we went there, we got what we needed, and we came back, and we didn't do it in the prettiest way, but we did exactly what we needed. And that is all, as a Liverpool fan, I could have asked for. I had football training, so I missed most of the game. I watched 10 minutes, and Alisson was just gorgeous, wasn't he? He was fucking brilliant. He made so many saves. But it sounds like you disagree.
It's the disagreement button.
Okay, well, either way, like to me, Alisson, he's been the best goalkeeper in the world for years. I will die on that hill.
I think it's
and he
been the
proved
weekend
it.
of the goalkeepers.
Yeah,
The fact,
yeah,
the fact
A
yeah.
is,
lot of good.
also
did really
Chesney
good.
last
Chesney,
week,
yeah.
incredible
But-
And
performance.
even Di
Yeah, I think-
Gregorio with Atalanta, I think was the best player.
Don't compare Di Gregorio that got scored 4 times
Yeah,
with
he conceded
Alisson,
4 times,
big
Alisson
man,
and
like-
Chesney, bro. Don't try it.
Chesney is
Yeah.
my favorite goalkeeper in the last few years. Even at
Oh, he
Juventus,
played for
he's
Juve.
pretty good.
Ooh.
Bro.
Are you a keeper? Why? What a
Don't
surprise!
Don't make me swear. I'm right.
I'd do it.
No,
No,
I
but
wanna
yeah,
say
no.
that I've watched the entirety of the game last week. I was impressed with the PSG performance. I was incredibly impressed with the lack of a performance by Liverpool. I didn't think they could have gone to Paris and play, not playing, because that's what Liverpool
No,
had done last
but
week.
but it worked.
They got those exactly,
We won.
but obviously with an amazing Alisson and
it's
a good
crazy.
goal by Elliott.
Yeah, really well taken actually, and
Chapeau.
it'll probably mean so much to him.
Liverpool got the advantage, and right now, today, you're going to Anfield, and it's difficult for every team. A little bit more, I think, for a PSG team that doesn't have that maybe the experience that you need to win something like that, to win a game in Anfield. I don't know. I'm not going to jinx it for Liverpool or Liverpool fans. I'm sorry, Harry, but I think Liverpool has done the hard part of the draw.
Yeah.
Okay, I would agree with you if it was more than one. And also, look, Anfield is the most horrible place for an away
Exactly.
team to go training. I get that. I 100% agree. And I am quietly confident about this game. I think put one past PSG and we'll be fine. However, you can't go into every game thinking that, and I will refuse to do that whilst they're my team. Like, if we were talking about a different team like Barcelona later, we'll talk about that now. I will have a different opinion, but because Liverpool is my team, I can't, with the right mind, say we're going to win just in case we don't.
Yeah, the fact is,
What I do want to ask you is, you watched the game.
Yeah.
Nunez had his first Premier League start on Saturday since Boxing Day, is a stat that I've read. I don't know how true that is, but apparently it's true. And I think, judging off all accounts, he had a really good game. His pressing was great, all of that. Would you start Nunez, who I consider to be, I describe him as chaos.
yeah,
He's not a player that you think, he's a £75 million striker who will score you 100 goals in a game. But he is chaos. And in a game like this, would you go chaos, or would you go for possibly, Jota, who didn't play well last week, or would you play Diaz up front and play?
I think.
Well, I mean, Gakpo's injured, but
I think Nunez should be the chaos that you put in the game at 20 minutes
Yeah.
to the end, like in the 70th minutes, maybe. Not the one that starts the game. I think at the beginning of the game, you need structure, you need a little bit more of also a balance. And
Yeah,
Nunez
mentally
is
awareness.
yeah, absolutely.
See,
Yeah.
I would go the other way around personally. I'd say start Nunez, let him cause chaos, let him make those runs in
But
that
he could end
he
up
is
really
phenomenal
bad.
at. It could, but then we've got the option then to sub him out. If
Yeah.
if it goes well and we get a goal, you can then sub him out and then get the structure and protect the lead, is my opinion. But also,
I think
like
it's
the way
easier for Liverpool to get the ball up and
Play the game.
yeah.
keep it up with Nunez, that is number 9 with a physical structure that can protect the ball better than Jota. So I think it's better to get one goal with Jota in the on the pitch, and then maybe if you wanna protect the result and always throw the ball away, maybe Nunez that can take it away and keep it a little bit more than Jota.
Yeah. Okay. What about the Barcelona game?
The Barcelona game, I think, like Liverpool, maybe they have done the worst part.
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
draw.
Barcelona going to, getting a 1-0 win away at Benfica last week.
The way they did it, because
Yeah.
one man down. I'm gonna say that Barcelona wins comfortably.
Yeah, I think
half
a
an hour.
2 or 3-0, maybe 2-1.
3-1, because
Yeah, 3-1.
Barcelona
will
they
concede.
cannot get a clean sheet. It's almost
They will
impossible.
for sure concede.
The only time that they get it when they should have been scored like 4 times, like last week against Benfica.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but they didn't get scored. But I see Barcelona advance. Bayer Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. I would love.
I think that one's finished already.
I
as
would
much as-
love
yeah.
Leverkusen remontada, but it's really difficult.
No,
It could be
But
the
if,
best- the
if
best match
tonight,
ever.
if tonight Xabi Alonso
Comes back.
can one that can do it is Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso, that,
he's
like he
former
said,
Liverpool
like he
player,
said, these
he's got it in
days,
his blood.
he won a Champions League final 3-0 down at halftime, so he can do it. I
It's a
believe in
Liverpool
Xabi
thing, mate.
Alonso.
He'll be fine.
Today 4-0 Bayern.
Yeah, honestly, if that happens, I'll be over the moon. I think, Leverkusen, they're not having the best time in the Bundesliga. Florian Wirtz has
Yeah,
just
but
been
they're doing
injured for...
the bare minimum. They are second. They are doing.
Yeah, but then they've just had a really bad news that Florian Wirtz has a
He's
foot
out for a
injury
little
and
bit,
he'll be
yeah.
out. Yeah, so look, don't get me wrong. As much as we laugh and joke about Leverkusen hopefully getting the win tonight, the reality is that Bayern Munich team is too strong for them. And 3 goals down.
I don't think Bayern Munich is too strong for Leverkusen because we saw it last week. Leverkusen this
they drew
season
both of the matches.
they played 4 times, 2 in the Bundesliga, drawing each time, 1 in the DFB Pokal, and Leverkusen won, and the Champions League last week, and they lost 3-0. But
But I think what I'm on about is just in terms of the tie with the 3-0 and everything.
yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't think Bayern Munich is a real contender for the Champions League. Maybe
Oh,
because,
no. I completely agree with you on that. I think
Okay,
there are other
like,
teams.
for
stronger
example,
than them.
the next game we're talking about is Inter Feyenoord. The winner of this draw is going against the winner of Leverkusen Bayern.
Yeah, Inter win.
Inter and
Inter goes through.
Bayern Munich, who goes through?
Inter.
Exactly. That's why I don't think Bayern is too strong for Leverkusen. Maybe obviously with a 3-0 down.
But that's what I mean.
aggregate.
With if you look at the game today, Bayern are too strong where they've got a 3-0 advantage. I do think it will be a 1-1 game. With Wirtz out as well, I do think that Bayern are
Yeah,
stronger than
the
they're losing right now.
The Wirtz absence is a little bit too much. Maybe.
Yeah, it's really bad for them. I think Wirtz is their creative guy. He's their top scorer in the Champions League with 6.
Yeah,
Without him, they are a different team.
absolutely. But if you take out every team best player, it's
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
same for a lot of the teams. Maybe only Real Madrid. If you
Oh.
take out Mbappe, they are still
They got still
incredibly
5
strong.
players.
Exactly. Tomorrow we'll see Lille Dortmund at a 7:15 Italy time. So obviously a 6:15 English time.
Yeah.
What
Are we not talking about Inter Feyenoord?
I think it's
It's pretty.
It is pretty dead set. However, would you? Okay, I'll ask you a question then. If we all agree that Inter should win this, although last time we said about Italian teams it didn't go so well, but
but last
we all
week we
agree
said
that
that Inter
Inzaghi-
was going to win.
yeah, if we all agree that Inter will win, I will ask you: if you are Simone Inzaghi, do you play your strongest team or do you rest players like Martinez?
No,
Di
no
Marco?
rest.
I start the bench, and because on Sunday you have the game against Atalanta, so
Exactly. That's what I was going to go on
I'd
to my next
start the
point. with.
bench, but
Okay.
obviously if you see that you start a bench and then Feyenoord gets 1 goal, maybe
Yeah, first half you have to change.
maybe you
Yeah.
need to change something.
Yeah.
So Lille Dortmund
Okay, so Dortmund are the away
lost
team.
again this weekend in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
They're struggling a lot.
Yeah, this season, yeah. I'm gonna say like last week, as I'm saying that Lille is gonna go through 2-1 tonight.
Yeah,
Tomorrow. Sorry.
I think also Lille will go through, but I'm going to call it at 1-0.
Yeah, it will be really tight, even
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, 2-1 is tight. It's not something like they scored too much. Aston Villa, Bruges.
Okay, Villa, 100%. I know it's 3-1 already, but I think Villa, 2-0 win.
Yeah, in Birmingham too. So yeah. The Real Madrid derby. The Madrid derby, not the Real Madrid.
The Real Madrid derby.
I'm
You're going to have
sorry,
so
I
many
think-
Atletico fans like killing you there. Yeah, again, I think this is the big game. Okay, we know that Madrid go into it with an advantage, but Real go into it
in the Banda.
into the game. However, it is in a Metropolitano, but I think that advantage we'll see. I think 1-1. I think 1-1, 2-1, something like that. It'll be a draw.
A year and a
Real will
half,
go
you
through.
went to the Metropolitano to see Atletico Lazio game in the Champions
I
League.
did.
How was the atmosphere?
Yeah, really good. But I think there was an element of Atletico, and they hate Lazio. They've got a friendship with Roma, and we
I
have a
think they
friendship
hate
with
Real
Real.
Madrid more. I think.
Yes,
I think.
yeah, but that's what I was going to say. They hated us, and there was a great atmosphere. I can only imagine what it would be like at a derby.
Yeah, and a
Like
Champions League derby.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. In the knockout stages, to knock the other out is going to be like a different level. I think.
Yeah, it would be mad.
I think Real Madrid, though, I just think they are so good. I think they are going to be the team that can. It'll be a draw or a Real win, in my opinion. As much as I think Atletico last week.
I'm gonna go with Atletico.
Me too. Unpopular opinion,
On penalties, but I'm gonna go with Atletico.
Me too.
What I do want to point out is after we finished last week's episode, I got a text from my mate Curtis who mentioned the Rodrigo unpopular opinion last week, and
we
had
agreed.
a good game last week.
We agreed.
Yeah, we did, and he had a great game last week.
Yeah. Man of the match, right?
I think so. Yeah. Let me have a look.
Maybe Brahim Diaz because he
I
scored.
think Brahim Diaz.
I don't know.
Yeah, Brahim Diaz with an 8.5 and Rodrigo with an 8. But yeah, Rodrigo was really, really good.
Absolutely.
So,
and
but yeah.
the last game of the Champions League week is Arsenal PSV, and I think it's
going to be a close one.
it's a close one.
Yeah, I mean Arsenal.
It's gonna finish 6-1 for PSV.
Yeah, I think. Oh, can you imagine? I think that Arsenal will play a really weak team. I say really weak. I don't think they should play.
Maybe
like
with
Saliba.
failure, the weakest team of the round of 16.
Yeah, and I also think that it's a great chance for them to give minutes to certain players and any players who are kind of recently coming back from injury.
Who's left on the
would
bench? There's no one to let play that it doesn't play.
True. They've only got 7 players that are actually fit.
Exactly.
But, no. Okay, but yeah, no, I think Arsenal. PSV will probably get like a 1-0 win or 1-1, or it's not going to be a high-scoring game like it was
be
last
like a
week.
friendly
I think
match.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Also, PSV is not gonna
They would never try it. Yeah.
No, exactly. PSV are there because they have to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had the trip in London.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They're gonna
They're
have
going
a fun
sightseeing.
time in
Fun time
London.
in London.
Yeah, they'll go
Absolutely.
sightseeing. They'll be fine. Okay.
Then the Europa League ties. I'm gonna start with Olympiacos Bodo Glimt with an aggregate of 3-0 Bodo. I think it's done. It's already done.
Yeah,
I'm
it
a
should
little
be.
bit
And it's now
disappointed.
in Lyon.
Hmm?
I think I called this one a draw last week because Lyon haven't had the best time in.
No,
No,
no.
Olympiacos.
Olympiacos Bodo Glimt, not
sorry, I'm
Lyon,
looking at-
Bucharest.
Sorry, where are we looking? Okay, yeah.
The first game is that one. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, game over. It's already
Okay.
done.
Okay. Frankfurt Ajax. I hope Ajax wins it. I hope Ajax advances, but let's see.
Yeah, I also hope that Ajax win. I mean, Jordan Henderson, bit of a connection with the Liverpool and everything, and also Ajax are a team that everyone can respect.
Yeah.
And nothing against
Absolutely.
Frankfurt, but Ajax is a team that I think a lot of us love. You've got Johan next to you now. He and Ajax are people. Are a club and a player who redefined how we see football. So I think a
Absolutely.
lot of us have a soft spot for Ajax. So yeah, I'd also like to see them get the win, but they are away now, which is going to be a bit of a trouble
Difficult
against
because
a good.
difficult because in Germany, in Frankfurt is always difficult. The atmosphere
Yeah.
is incredible.
But if you go with the right
Yeah.
mindset,
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
can
they've
do it.
got a few injuries as well, and Jordan Henderson is suspended as well, which isn't ideal for them.
Yeah, but I think they can pull it off.
They can
I don't know, but I hope.
It would be
hope
difficult,
so.
but
I
with the
hope
right
so.
mindset, you can do it.
Lazio Victoria Pilsen.
Lazio.
Yeah.
Oh
Playing
God, I
Rome.
don't know at this point. No, I think you got Gigo Ravella suspended after last week. We've got a couple of injuries, like we've mentioned previously when we talk about Serie A. I do think that this is a game where we just need to get one goal. I know this is crazy that I'm saying this about playing Pilsen, but I think we will win, and we won't score many goals. It'll be tight, but we'll get through.
I think Lazio season needs to focus a little bit more on the Europa League. I know that the Champions League spot is still for grabs, but I don't know. I think they should also, because if Lazio wins it, they go to the quarterfinals against Bodo Glimt. So another not so difficult draw. Maybe like you almost have a semi-final.
A favourable.
Almost
Well, you
guaranteed.
say that,
on the
but
paper, you
Bodo
are.
Glimt
you're
3-0
Absolutely.
against Olympiacos isn't. Look, don't get me wrong. Look, you are right. It is a favourable draw. As much as Bodo Glimt are doing really well,
Either
Olympiacos,
way,
I can't say that's not a favourable
If
draw. no.
Olympiacos today wins it 4-0, it's still Lazio is still favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what about? I want your opinion on Athletic Club de Bilbao against Roma.
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that happening, especially in Bilbao.
I don't think
What's
Roma can
the-
pull off a win, but
They will defend with the teeth.
this Roma is a really
yeah.
good team, so I think they can go further
honestly,
in the competition.
I hate saying it, but I genuinely see Roma getting a snatch and grab 1-0.
yeah.
I mean, they've
Yeah,
they've
but I
already
think
appointed.
Bilbao
yeah,
like
but I
that.
think Bilbao also with the push of all the stadium.
Yeah, San Mamés is a great stadium. That's the stadium
Exactly.
I definitely
the
want to go to at
finals
some point.
as well. So
Exactly.
I think the Bilbao
Yeah.
people. will love to-
Rangers, Fenerbahce.
I mean, yeah, I think did I call it as a Rangers win last week? I think
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I think game. I think that's
3-1
another one
on
where the leg's
aggregate.
pretty much done. Yeah, 3-1 aggregate.
Yeah.
Fenerbahce, I think shocked more than anything. I don't think Fenerbahce are that much of a worse club than Rangers. I just think they, Rangers went up.
Yeah, I think
Turned up,
Fenerbahce
showed
maybe
up,
on,
and-
on paper is a better team. I'm
Yeah,
a little bit
but-
disappointed with Mourinho, but Olympiacos, Olympique Lyon, Bucharest.
I think this is probably game over as well in Lyon's favour.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so.
I'm not surprised by it, but also I didn't expect 3-1. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lyon haven't had
away
the best
maybe was a
time
little bit too much.
Away,
I want to
but
ask
also
you
they haven't
the
had the best
last
time in Ligue 1.
two matches. Obviously, the Premier League teams: Tottenham, AZ, and United, Real Sociedad.
So Tottenham will beat AZ. AZ have actually been a real nightmare team for both Lazio and Roma in recent years as well. They've beaten both teams
Yeah, Roma
a
2
few
months
times.
ago. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Roma 2
I
months
think
ago
was
and
the
Lazio.
last defeat.
I think Roma.
The last
Yeah, it
Roma
would be,
defeat
yeah.
was against
Yeah.
AZ.
Yeah, so they are a team that you can't take lightly. I mean, as Spurs
Yeah, but at
know
the same
after
time
last
you're
week,
playing London.
but you're playing in London, and Tottenham are a team that will lose to a team they really shouldn't lose one week and then beat another team the week after.
Last
and
week
they're
Tottenham
so
got the
inconsistent
first shot on target for Tottenham was like at 3 minutes to the end.
till the end. Yeah, so I think this week Tottenham will probably get a 2-0 win. Brennan Johnson, hopefully.
Is
if he's
Tottenham a
playing.
banter club?
If I speak, I'm in big trouble. No, I think Tottenham will get a win. I think, and I think United.
Also
we're gonna
because
move on
there's
to that
nothing
one.
more to the Tottenham season this year.
To
So
do, yeah.
No, exactly.
try
I mean,
to win it.
Focus,
Try to
focus,
do something
focus.
with it.
Exactly. I mean, they got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by us, obviously. Then
Obviously.
I think, obviously, then they're out of the
FA Cup,
FA
they're
Cup,
out
and-
of
They're out
any
of that.
any
Yeah.
Europe spots in the Premier
exactly.
League.
This is their only way. Same as United. This is going to be the only way that they get anything
Possibility
really
to
to show
Europe
for their
next-
season. Yeah,
Yeah.
any way to get into Europe. So yeah, like moving on to the United game as well. 1-1. Honestly, if I was a United fan, in the way that the club is now, I'd have been really happy with that. I'll be honest. I think Sociedad are a good team. And to go away, pick up a point, take it back to Old Trafford, which I don't know if you've heard about the news with Man United today.
I've seen I've seen the interview.
Yeah, but have
by
you seen about the
Ratcliffe.
stadium? Have you seen about the stadium?
Ah, the
Yeah, I've
stadium,
seen the
yeah.
stadium.
Crazy.
And
It looks like a circus.
It does.
think
Yeah, I don't
that's
like the
the
tent
point.
thing.
I think that's the point,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't like the point that they're trying to make with it.
No, neither. It looks like something you'd find in maybe like Saudi.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
the problem is
It's something-
Manchester's weather, and you know
They use
it doesn't work really in
photograph of the
Manchester.
2022 World Cup.
Bro, but
Yeah,
even
exactly.
the circus tent that they just built up in Rome
Yeah,
is the same one.
Same.
Yeah, exactly.
Carbon
Anyway,
copy.
So yeah, I think Old Trafford today, they're all going to be bouncing the fans because they've just had really good news.
I don't know if it's a good
It's
news.
a big
I think
game.
Old Trafford
Oh,
is.
it is. It's iconic. It's iconic. But also United, for their fans, what I gather from like mates of mine who are United fans, they see themselves now as we are the biggest club in the world. We are this, they are that. They're not. But they think it, and you know they have been for a few years. Haven't been for a couple of years, but they were. And now this shows that, you know, hang on a minute, we are Man United. We are going to prove to the world that we are this massive club. Build this big shithouse stadium.
Yeah, but I think it was better to
Renovate Old Trafford.
renovate
would have
Old
been better.
Trafford.
I completely agree with you. I think there's something about the traditional stadiums in the UK that is like stunning.
like
You're
cultural
losing it.
heritage.
You're losing it.
We are. And I,
And I
hate
think
it.
that's
Look at
one of the
Spurs
best
now.
thing about Premier League, the stadiums. The,
Yes, however,
the closeness of
the new
fans
stadium
to
will bring in
to the
so
pitch.
much more revenue to the club.
Yeah, and also
that it is probably worth
the
it.
same thing that Tottenham did, and
Yeah,
they are
exactly.
profiting so much
Exactly.
about.
Exactly.
The
So
only,
as
the
a
only way
business,
that
it's a
they're doing
great
the
move.
profit, maybe because
Mhm.
with football they're not. So the only
Yeah,
thing
true.
that they have is the stadium.
Exactly. So yeah, I think United fans will be really buzzing today. Obviously, they've not all been too keen on Jim Radcliffe since he's been in, and I think this news is something that's probably going to boost them up quite a lot. So they're going to be, well, I predict they're going to be quite lively today. And also, it's a big game. It's, you know, like we said last week, every game now that they have in Europe is a season-defining game. You know, if they lose tonight, that is their season done and dusted pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
massive game. It's at home. They've got a good result last week. I think United win it. I think 2-0. And also Odriozola. No, not Odriozola. Oyarzabal is someone who I don't think can. I think he's their key man, Sociedad, but I don't think he can do this in Old Trafford. And I don't know. Injury-wise, I'm thinking.
It's a pretty difficult match.
It's a difficult
It's a
match.
difficult
and,
match, but
Or
yeah.
this season isn't playing as good as last few
exactly.
seasons, so maybe it's a little bit easier for United. But
But there
I
is
don't
some
want to.
situations.
I don't want to leave
I mean,
out the
also-
possibility that Sociedad wins it and goes through.
No, exactly. I mean, what I was going to try and say now with Oyarzabal is he is their top scorer in Europa League, but he's only got 4 goals. Even Højlund, who is United's top scorer in the Europa League, has 5.
One that was criticized today with the Ratcliffe thing. I don't like
Exactly.
that he pointed out. I get that he points out gone players like Sancho and Anthony, but they are still on loan, so maybe they can
Yeah.
get back to United. But
Well,
he
maybe
pointed
not
out
anymore.
also Casemiro, Onana, and Højlund that are playing right now for Manchester United. So I think that there was a little bit of a not so classy move. But let's go through with the last section before the games at the end. We're gonna talk about some unpopular opinions that our Harry has gotten in the last weeks. So if you have something for us, go.
Okay. Yeah, so one I got from my friend Brachan was Cole Palmer is
Yeah.
better than Phil Foden, and that Foden couldn't do in this Chelsea squad what Palmer has done.
I think Palmer could be better than Foden in a little bit of time, maybe because Foden obviously won so much more, has proved a little bit more and on a higher stage. So maybe in a bit, maybe in 2 seasons, we can say that Palmer is better. As a technical aspect, I like Palmer more. I think he's gonna be better, but I don't know if right now he's already better than Foden.
Okay. Dilshan, what do you think?
Same. Actually, the same.
Yeah.
And you?
Okay. I mean,
You-
yeah.
you?
I mean, I've thought Foden has been the player that City have looked to all season, and I think he's done a lot this season what Palmer did for Chelsea last season. I think the difference is in terms of as teams is you've got Chelsea and Palmer who have had a decent season. They're in fourth, higher than a lot of people would have expected them, lower than some people would have expected
No,
them. Yeah.
I thought that this season with Maresca they could have done something like this. I'm a little bit disappointed that they started losing too many games in 2025. Maybe from the second half of December till now they lost a little bit too many points. But I'm a fan of Maresca's football, so I had faith, and I think they are doing pretty good.
Okay. But yeah, I think in terms of Foden versus Palmer, it's really close to me. I genuinely I'm struggling to really think, and I've had this question for a few days to kind of think about. Thing is, I think Palmer is a better goal scorer, but Foden is more technically gifted, and it depends where you put them on the pitch. Like if you had out wide, I think Foden's better. As a striker, Palmer's better. Deeper, Foden's better.
Right behind the number 9, I think also is a little bit of a difficult question because I really
Exactly.
like Palmer, how he plays, because at Chelsea he plays with Nico Williams, so proper number 9, and he plays.
Nicolas Jackson.
Yeah, I don't know. I said Nico Williams, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas
Jackson.
Exactly. Dishan
Yeah, you deserve
obviously buzzed at me. Before going to the second and last unpopular opinions, only because we got so carried away that we are a little bit behind in time, I'm gonna answer these 2 questions in the chat by Fish. Hi, Fish. Will a Serie A team win the Champions League anytime soon? I think it's a possibility. I think Inter has a chance to win it this season. Obviously, it's not the favorite to win it, but I think they could win it. Maybe not this season, maybe not the next one, but I have some faith. Not obviously, if I think about the teams that they can win it, the Italian team, they are not the first to come to my mind, but they can do it. I don't know what you think, Harry.
I mean, for me, I think if Inter win the Champions League anytime soon, then I am going to be really happy because I've been singing Inter's praises on a European scale for a long time to a lot of the boys who are in the who are watching now, to the milkman, to the people down the shop. I've been telling people how good this Inter team has been, and when Inter got to the final against City, I genuinely thought Inter would win. As much as City were without doubt the best team on the planet, I thought Inter would win. I think Inter in a 2-legged fixture are one of the best teams, in world football because of Inzaghi and how well he is at preparing for those type of games. However, when you play a team like Real Madrid, you don't know what's going to happen. We said now Bayern next week. Not next week. If both teams win tonight.
We don't know if Bayern is gonna. Let's see, because obviously the games are still gonna be played today and tomorrow. So
yeah. But the likelihood
next week with the draws for the quarterfinals, we can have a proper discussion about Inter's possibility.
Yeah.
But in general, do you think that an Italian team can win the Champions League in the next 5 years?
Can or will?
Can. I'm not gonna say will.
Can absolutely can.
The Champions League
could win it this year.
is always strange. It's not this. It's not. It's difficult to watch the Champions League at the beginning of the season. Say, okay, this season Barcelona is gonna win it. This season Real Madrid is gonna win it. It's completely
in terms of
up to
can,
chance
absolutely.
times.
Absolutely can. I think Inter could win it this year. I don't think they will,
Okay.
It's the.
but I think they could.
It's there here
I
for
think
you.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see.
Even
And
the-
I wanna answer also Seth that I think is a little bit taking the piss because he said, "Is Serie A the fourth best league in Europe?" I think it's the
Bro.
second one. So
I
it's
think it's
not,
the second
obviously
one as
it's
well.
not the fourth one.
Because
uh,
what else you got?
I
Actually,
think
that they're-
that is better than
Bundesliga,
the France
the
league.
one,
I
the
think
one,
for
the
sure.
one everyone says is Spanish league, the
No,
La
no.
Liga.
I feel that
Things-
Spanish league, if you take out Atletico, Barcelona,
Yeah,
and
there's nothing left.
Real Madrid,
Yeah. But that's like saying it's like someone saying to us, "Oh, you take out Inter, Napoli, and Juve." And
But you
then,
don't-
No.
No,
If you
I-
take
and-
out,
and-
no. If you take out Inter, Milan, and Juventus, you still have Napoli that is 1 point behind them.
Bro,
No, no,
Atalanta
Inter,
is 3
Napoli, yeah.
points behind. Roma, we said that Roma is the best team in Europe in form in 2025.
Yeah.
Points gained in 2025, best in Europe in the top 5 leagues.
Lazio, Como.
Lazio, that is the best team in Europa League this season. Como, that has a great project
Yeah,
going
you got-
for them.
Yeah.
Bologna, that
Bologna.
played for the first time in the Champions League this season since the 60s. And right now, without their key players and the manager from last season, they are right now 2 points behind Juventus. So for the fourth place,
No,
I think
absolutely. The
I
Premier
think
League Serie
it's
A.
better than La Liga, not better than the Premier League, but better than the others. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
man.
completely agree.
No, I want
think-
the from first to fourth
The
ranking from
the ranking.
Seth.
Exactly, Seth.
Yeah, Seth.
Please
Yeah, give us
write in
your
the chat
ranking.
your ranking of the
Of the
5
championships, yeah.
Europa.
Of the one above
Europa
Serie A.
leagues. Exactly. We are gonna let you talk because
Bro,
obviously this is
if you
section.
type that Ligan is better than Serie A,
or Bundesliga is better than Serie A, I'm gonna.
bro, I'm taking a ticket for Wales.
I might take him a while to reply. What I would say is, who would you put? Let's say your orders then, because I think it's an interesting thing about.
For me, it's easy. Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, Liga.
Same.
Okay.
It
Say
has
it one
to
more
be.
time.
Premier League.
Serie A,
Yeah.
La Liga,
La Liga,
Bundesliga, and Liga. And the Bundesliga, I think it's close
It's
to the.
close with the-
It's closer to the Liga than the La Liga.
No. I
No,
think
no.
I
Yeah,
think it's closer to La
No,
Liga.
for me,
I
other
think-
way around.
I think Bundesliga is a little bit closer to the Liga. Because I think Liga maybe does not have the best teams other than PSG, but has a lot of great talents and great young talents that they can get out.
Have a look at what he's put.
Premier League, Championship, La Liga, Serie A.
The only reason he's put Championship is because that's what
If
Southampton will be
you
next
put
year.
championship teams against the Serie B teams, obviously the championship teams are gonna win every fucking match.
The level.
To be
is
fair,
way
one thing I
different.
would say is I do think the Championship teams, some of them would be comfortably a couple of Serie A teams and
A couple, right? Like Monza and Venezia, the one that are gonna go down. But at the same
And
time,
also-
you
but I
can
think
say
they'd
it
beat a
for
lot
like
of
Ipswich
Bundesliga
Town.
teams.
You can say the same thing for Ipswich and
Yeah.
teams that are gonna go down from the Premier League this season.
I do genuinely think that the Championship probably has better teams in it than maybe half of the Bundesliga
Bro,
and a lot of
it's-
La Liga.
Bro, you're pointing.
I think it's too much. Obviously, the Championship is the best second-tier division of Europe
yeah, that's for sure.
for sure.
But
I
you
don't
cannot
know.
compare with the first class championship.
I don't know. I would genuinely agree with that. I mean, say now, yeah, Curtis has just put in about Scott Parker's tricky clarets and how
Yeah,
they would
would
win
win
the Serie
Serie
A.
A.
Yeah, grow up. No, but
We
I
didn't
think
say
like,
anything, Curtis.
Burnley,
It's all
Burnley,
Larry.
phenomenal team when they're in the Championship. It's a shame they can't do anything when they're in the Prem. But I do think Burnley would beat a lot of Bundesliga teams. Yeah, I'm not talking like Bayern Munich or anything. I'm talking about your.
Okay, so
Yeah, lower
that's
teams
your
down.
unpopular
That's
opinion
your
by
unpopular
Harry.
opinion.
That's my
Very,
that's my
very
unpopular
unpopular.
opinion. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so. But obviously, you know the Champions League way more than us. So, the Championship. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm
I've got
tired
another
today, sorry,
unpopular
guys.
opinion for you.
One
I
really
will-
fast one, only because
Really
we are
fast one,
really
yeah.
struggling with time.
Okay, it was players from the 90s and early 2000s wouldn't cope in modern football's with modern football's physical demands. They wouldn't be able to keep up.
I probably agree, but not much for the physical part, but for the technical part, because I think the football is way different now.
Yeah, but
from
the
how it
fact
was
is, the
before.
fact is, you also need to point out that a lot of all of the players that played in the 90s and first 2000s, they had different trainings, different techniques of training, and
Even style life.
Yeah.
the style life.
That-
it's
style
completely
life.
that's what I was
different.
going to say.
So
is
if you put the 90s stars in the today's football with the training sessions and with the type of lifestyle that they need to get every single time to keep every single day, I think they could have gotten the same career. They could have gone the same way. They could have played
okay,
the same
but
way.
that's part of the unpopular opinion, I'd say, because I would argue that they would struggle because of those things.
Yeah,
like if you said, oh
absolutely.
yeah, they had those,
But
those
you're
things. As
saying
the
that
difference.
you're saying I'm putting for example I'm putting Bergkamp or someone like that on 2025 team. Yeah, Bergkamp is gonna get the training session that everyone in 2025 is gonna get. He's gonna get lifestyle coach, psychology help, and everything that right now the clubs are doing for players than before.
But even the
They
recovery,
weren't.
so we are using
The recoveries, cryogenics, cabins,
sweat
everything,
leave,
it's different.
sweat leave.
You need to point out that putting a player from another era in a new one obviously is gonna get something, some advantage because of that era.
If we can compare the players today in the modern days,
Exactly.
they're like
It's
horse races.
it's always difficult. Like if you say LeBron is better than Michael Jordan.
They're proper
Which is
race
true.
horse, or like Formula One cars today.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I agree.
I'm sorry, I thought about the meme, the Mbappe meme. Who's your favorite team in the NBA? The Lakers.
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 Honestly, he comes out with some nonsense. Doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
no,
time,
do
bro.
you guys have any? Yeah.
It's time for the big match.
No game.
No, it's the big match today.
Okay, perfect.
Let's see what.
Let's see. So we're doing the. You remember it?
You remember the structure, but we are gonna also point it out for our viewers today. This is a friendly match between me and Harry. We're gonna start with 4 wheels, turns of the wheels, in which we're gonna get 2 teams, and we need to say a player that played for both teams. The second section of the game is general football knowledge, 4 questions of general football knowledge, and the last 2 points that you can gain, they are the career path for players that Dishan already has got. So it's time for us to start with the big match.
We do European teams.
Okay.
So the first team is Harry. You ready?
Yep.
Man United.
So we start in this garden.
Man United and Real Madrid.
David Beckham.
Oh,
Yeah,
went
really
for
good.
a classic one.
Yeah.
Do you know who I was thinking was Javier Hernandez?
Ah,
I don't know why, of all players, he's the one that
Yeah.
popped into my head for those 2 teams.
Juventus. Tottenham.
Beep.
Harry
Bentancur.
first.
Harry first.
Harry first.
Bentancur.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say Kulusevski. So.
Kulusevski.
Cooler Daddy.
1-1. Juventus again.
Oh.
Borussia Dortmund.
Oink.
Oink.
Oh, I can't remember his name. Oh, Hakimi. No, oh my god, no, he played.
I got it wrong. I have it.
I'm a fucking tart.
Emre Can.
Right.
I look like a twat. As soon as I saw, oh yeah, right back, and I was like, oh fuck, wait, what? And I said it, I was like, oh shit.
2-1. The next one is Benfica and Borussia Dortmund again.
Fuck. Weigl, W-E, Weigl, I think, right? Do you remember him a little bit?
I know who you're on about, but I don't remember if he played for Benfica.
I know for sure that he played for Benfica. Let me see if...
Oh, okay, then, then I think he played for Dortmund then, yeah.
Borussia Benfica, yeah.
Yes!
Madonna.
Fuck.
That was
I was thinking about one. There was one player, I don't know if he played for Dortmund or if he plays for them now or something, but Kokchu.
Kokchu, I think, no, he played for... or maybe in PSV.
I don't know.
Or was Feyenoord or something like that. I don't remember.
Let me have a look.
But
Okay.
Weigl, I got it. So 3-1, right?
3-1, yeah.
3-1, we got to the general knowledge questions.
And these are Champions League and Europa League questions.
Okay, let's see.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit a little bit more on the side also to...
Which team has won the most UEFA Europa League titles?
Sevilla. Right? Sevilla.
4-1. Harry, do a hand gesture so I can see you calling the one.
He's just quicker than me, bro. You're so quick on this.
It's 4-1.
By the time I've thought about the question, thing is, by the time I've thought about the question and thought, I need to say something like oink, you've already done it.
I already got an espresso in my hand.
Oh,
Proper
brilliant.
Italian espresso.
Who scored the winning goal in the 2020 UEFA Europa League final?
Oink. 2020 would have been the COVID one,
Yeah.
and that was
Who scored the winning goal? Okay.
yeah. I can't remember who fucking played in it, let alone who scored.
I remember the game.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
But I don't
go
remember
and-
the score. I'm gonna try it.
Oh, wasn't it a penalty shoot? Oh no, I'm thinking
No,
about the
no.
Rangers one. Okay, I'll
You pass
give
it.
up.
The game
Yeah.
was Sevilla Inter,
Yeah.
and possibly De Jong.
No. I give you
Camero.
one shot again. Each.
Okay.
Rakitic.
Wrong. Harry, your turn.
I don't remember.
Okay, so Sevilla against Inter, right?
He plays in Italy
It-
now.
Fuck.
Okay, it's not who I thought it was gonna be.
Tried. bro.
Pasalic.
Wrong. It was own goal by Romelu Lukaku.
Own goal. Fuck. I remember. I also
Yeah.
remember the goal.
Yeah, because he was shit in finals for Inter, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still 4-1
4-1, yeah.
with 6 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which club won the first ever UEFA Champions League title?
Real Madrid.
5-1 for Jacopo. It was last
Yeah, I'm
question, right?
Last question. Yeah.
I wonder if I'm gonna win.
Which manager has won the most UEFA Champions League titles?
Oink. Zidane.
Wrong.
It's Ancelotti.
Yeah, he won it with Milan. He won it with fucking Real. I don't like this game.
6-1.
Can we play next week? We'll play a game that I'll win. Yeah, how about that?
What?
What game can you win? That's the question.
True. Name the most Welsh players in the Champions League ever.
Okay, so right now we only got the career path.
The career path.
It's
Okay,
6-1, so it's impossible for Harry to win, but
But we'll do it.
we'll do it.
Okay. 2004, 2005, Inter Zapresic. 2005.
What? Sorry.
Inter Zapresic.
Okay,
I don't know where.
Oh, we'll see.
2005, 2008, Dinamo Zagabria.
Okay.
2008, 2012, Tottenham.
Luka Modric. I already
Yeah.
thought about Luka Modric, but I wanted to make sure that he was gonna go to Tottenham after.
7-1. Harry. Come on, Harry. Do
Yeah.
something.
You know the meme where it's like, stop, it's already dead. yeah. That's me right now.
Let's go with the last one. 2006, 2007, Teplice. 2007, 2010, Wolfsburg. 2010, 2015, Manchester City. 2015, 2021,
Whoa.
Roma. 2021, 2023, Inter. 2023, Fenerbahce.
Yeah. Checo.
Check.
Yeah,
Edin
I
Dzeko.
completely forgot about Dzeko. Yeah.
Bro, I had him from when you went Wolfsburg City.
Yeah, I didn't remember he played for Wolfsburg. That's what, now I can picture him with a
Yeah.
Wolfsburg shirt, but before it.
So
yeah.
7-2. Walk of shame. Now walk under the table, Harry.
Amazing.
In Italy,
Even I'm not
when you
fucking
lose,
sure.
When you lose, you walk
with
under
a
the table.
blowout loss.
Not
You
in a
walk
cage.
Exactly, not in a cage.
Fuck, imagine this was what I had to do for the cage. Bloody hell.
So, guys, this is the end of our episode today. Thank you for watching us. I want to thank everyone that
That's join us.
joined us today. Also, the guys that wrote in the chat, like Seth, Fish, Curtis, and Ale. So, thank you. Remember to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're gonna get so much more content in the next few weeks, so stay tuned. Bye, Harry. Thank you.
See you guys in a bit.
Bye, Shane. And like always, remember, Forza Dolce per Calcio.